Now we're going to talk about how to tell the difference between qames and qames-hatup. This is a very important discussion, and I hope that what we deal with here will help you to know that telling the difference between the two is really not so difficult. So this is what we're trying to deal with. Qames versus qames-hatup. Keeping in mind that the qames is a long A and the qames-hatup is a short O. And in transliteration, the long A has the macron, the line over it. Short O has no diacritic mark. Okay, so Ross deals with this in chapter 4.4. This is on page 52. I would encourage you to listen to what I have to say about this, because I think it's going to be a lot simpler if you follow my instructions here. Basically, there are two things that we need to think about whenever we have an ambiguity between the long A and the short O. And the first is this. Anytime we have a situation where we have a word in Hebrew, and I'm going to let these stand for any consonants, and we have a qames symbol followed by a shava, this is ambiguous. Because if you remember, when we want to determine whether the shava is silent or vocal, and whether the consonant that the shava is under is closing or opening a syllable, our rule has always been to look to the right and to ask, is the vowel to the right long or short? Normally that's fairly easy to answer if you know your vowel chart, but here the symbol is ambiguous. And as we joked around, my politically conservative friends are happy for us to look to the right to find the answers, but looking to the right doesn't help us here. And so the next thing we're going to have to do is look to the left. And here's where my Democrat friends are very happy. We have to look to the left of the qames symbol and ask ourselves, is there a metheg? Okay, that's the big question. If the answer is no, okay, look at the word no. The word no has an O in it. Then the symbol you're looking at is a qames-hatup. That is a short O. And if it's a short O, then the shava is a silent shava. Okay? So take a look at our situation here. We've looked to the left. The answer to the question, is there a metheg, is no. When you see the no, the O and O reminds you that's a short O. If the O is a short O, then the shava is silent. And then you'll always divide to the left of that in your Hebrew word. Okay? So let's take a word like wisdom, which is spelled this way. And as you remember, we have the shava in the middle of the word. It's following this ambiguous symbol. We look to the right. It's ambiguous. Look to the left. Is there a metheg here? The answer is no. That's a short O. If it's a qames-hatup, then my shava is silent. I'm going to divide here, and that's going to be pronounced hok-ma. Hok-ma. If I were transliterating this, it would look like this. Short O, okay, line under it, M with a kamate, and A with our party hat over it. Okay, hok-ma. No sound between the K and the M. So that is that's how we'll know that that's a qames-hatup. On the other hand, if I have a situation where I've got a Hebrew word, I've got this ambiguous symbol followed by a shava sign, and there is a metheg here. Okay, so remember, I look to the right, that's ambiguous. Look to the left, oh look, there's a metheg. If the answer were no, it would be a qames-hatup. But if we have yes on the methag, then it is a qames, a long A. And if it's a long A, then my shava is a vocal shava. Okay, so look to the right, that's ambiguous. Look to the left, is there a methag? The answer is not no, so it's not a short O, it's yes. This means it's a long A. Qames vowels, being long, mean that the shava is a vocal shava. Where do I divide vocal shavas? Always to the right of them. So let's take an almost identical word to what we just did. All the same consonants, all the same vowels. The only difference here is that I have this methag next to the qames symbol. So again, I see that shava. I look to the right. That's ambiguous. Look to the left. Yes on the methag makes it a qames. Qames is long. Shava is vocal. Divide before the vocal shava to the right. I'm going to pronounce this ha kama. Vocalize the shava. Long A. Ha kama. Transliteration looks like that. Okay. Ha kama. Ha kama. Hokmah is the word wisdom, the noun. Hakama is the verb. She is wise. Okay? So, that is the biggest thing to think about. Is there a methag? The presence of the methag will tell you whether it's a long A or not. Okay? But only in the situation where you have a qames symbol followed by a shava. Okay? That's the only time that this rule is what you go to. Now, if you don't have that situation, any other place where you have a qames symbol, but one that's not followed by shava, it's very easy. Here's the rule. You want to ask yourself, is my qames symbol in a qas syllable? Okay, is the qames symbol or the qames-hatup in a qas syllable? If the answer is yes, then the qames symbol is a qames-hatup. If it's not, then it is a qames, pure and simple. Okay, so no, then this is a qames. Okay, remember qames-hatup, short O, qames, long A. All right, so let's work some examples here, and we'll start with one of our new verbs. It's the verb he sat or dwelled. Take a look at this verb. Now, we want to divide this into syllables. I've got a consonant leading a vowel, and then I have another consonant leading its own vowel. So these are separate syllables. Ya, shav, or yoshav. We'll have to figure out whether that's a qames or a qames-hatup. But notice, first of all, we have closed and open syllables. The second syllable is consonant, vowel, consonant, so that's closed. The first syllable is open. My tone is on the final syllable, that's stressed, and so this is pretonic. So, my qames or qames-hatup symbol is in an open pretonic syllable. There is no shava following this qames right here under the sheen, so I don't have to worry about this issue up here about whether there's a methag or not. That's not going to help me. Okay, what I need to ask is this qames or qames-hatup in a qas syllable? What does qas stand for? Well, closed, unaccented syllables. Okay, what did we learn about the rule qas? A closed, unaccented syllable requires a short vowel. And so that's what we're dealing with. If it's in a qas syllable, then it's going to be a qames-hatup. Is this a closed unaccented syllable? No, it's open. It's pre-tonic, so it is unaccented, but it's not closed and unaccented. It's open and unaccented. So I can't assume that's a qames-hatup. That must be a qames. So this is a long A. Yashav. Yashav. That's easy, right? Let's take another word. Yashav. He dwelled or he sat. How about this one? This one's in your book. This is the word for wilderness. And notice I have a qames and there's no shava after it. So I don't look for metheg here. I just need to ask myself, is this in a kas syllable, a closed unaccented syllable? If we divide this into syllables, notice that I've got a shava. I look to the right. Kirik is short, so the shava is silent, and I can divide to the left. I actually have two closed syllables, don't I? But where's the tone or the stress? It's on the back side. So that's tonic, and that's pre-tonic. So now ask myself, is the bet, qames or qames-hatup resh syllable, this closed syllable, in a kas syllable? Well, it is closed, but it's not unaccented, is it? Because this is the tonic syllable. And since it's not a kas syllable, it must be a long A, a qames. So how will I pronounce this? Mid-bar. Not mid-bor. Mid-bar. Mid-bar. Alright? Let's look at another example here. What if I have this situation? Okay, remember when I told you when there's a makef here, it joins the two words, and the first word will lose its stress. It will surrender its stress to the second word. And I told you when you are doing syllable divisions and counting syllables away from the tone, you're going to treat this as one long word, which means we will always divide right in the middle of the makef. Now I have ish, which is a consonant. Kirik yod is a vowel. Shin is a consonant. That's closed. And this syllable has a consonant, vowel, consonant. It's closed. The tone is on ish, so that's tonic. And this one is now pre-tonic. Okay? It's one away, one before the tone. So this is a closed, and because it's not tonic, it is unaccented. My symbol here is in a kas syllable. That means it must be what? That's right, it must be qames-hatup, which is short O. So I'm going to pronounce this as kol ish, kol ish, kol ish, every man in Hebrew. One more example, and this is in your book here in the chapter. The accent in this word is over the yod and this symbol here. Okay, so we're just going to divide right there. I won't divide this for the time being because we learn about this special dot inside the yod in the next chapter. So I won't bother you with the details, but just know that the tone syllable is here, and so this syllable is post-tonic. We want to focus on that question. Actually, I guess we could focus on this one as well. If this is the tone syllable, and if it's open, which is what we have here, it's not in a kas syllable. I have to treat this as a qames, which is a long A. But now look at this one. I have a kof, a vowel, and a meme. That is a closed syllable, and it's post-tonic because the tone is over here. If the stress for the tone is before this syllable, then this syllable is not being stressed. So it's closed and it's unaccented. Is it in a kas syllable? Yes. Then I'm looking at a qames-hatup right here. Okay, that makes it a short O. This qames over here, long A. So how am I going to pronounce this? Va-ya-shav. Vayakom. That last one is a short O. Vayakom. 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 And he stood up, or and he arose. Okay, so that's how you can tell the difference between qames and qames-hatup.